These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. Sam and I are here recording on Friday, August 9th, and we're talking about the Dancing Bear, Mr. Guerschon Yabusele. Caught up with Gary Washburn of the Boston Globe at the Olympics. He's been playing for Team France. He's got them in the finals to square off against Team USA. And Gary ran into him, had a quick chat, and he basically said, tell the Celtics to bring me back. Obviously half joking, but the conversation, or as Gary tweeted, was just had a moment with Guerschon Yabusele, who recognized me and said, smiling, you got to tell the Celtics to bring him back. Yabusele was the Boston first round pick in 2016, I think it was. And he plays for Real Madrid now. But Yabu's been playing really, really well for Team France in the Olympics. So
first reply is nice. If only NBA writers had that power, every team would be champions.
Yikes.
Yabusele has been one of the big Celtics more positive type stories coming from the Olympics. The Olympics has been a ton of negativity and whining and crying and finger pointing and all that. But Yabusele's inspired play for the French national team has really kind of prompted a bit of nostalgia, brought out the best in people, being like, that's nice that this guy is thriving. And now he's playing so well that people are kind of getting excited about Gary's tweet and being like, yeah, Celtics should bring him back. Like, he's been playing really well. He looks very confident. He looks comfortable. He looks aggressive. And he's somebody who's been a key player in France's success, going to a medal game, being the first country to make a gold medal game since, I think they said 1996. Like, it's been a long time, and the U.S. was the country that made it that time. So first international country to do so in quite some time. And he's been playing alongside Wemby, playing really well. He definitely deserves some NBA eyes on him. Whether or not it's actually the Celtics and whether they have room for him or need for him is another story. But it feels like NBA teams should be taking a look at him a little bit. He may not have the quickness or athleticism, but he looks serviceable in the Olympics. He's been one of the better players on this team.
Yeah, Yabusele's been fine. He's been pretty good for Team France. My only worry is the way he scores, and that's just probably not going to be a translatable method of scoring in the NBA. We can take a look at some of his highlights from the past few seasons. We can watch this one from a few months ago. He put up 23 against bitchy Baskonia. We can't watch his Olympic highlights because the video went clapped, so no Olympics highlights for us. So we're not watching that, but we can watch this. It just the way he scores is he's a post guy, and that's fine. But at 6'8", it's just probably not going to translate to the league. At this point in this NBA, you kind of just have to be, if you're 6'8", and even if you're a center, for the most part, you got to be really switchable. You got to be able to guard guards. You got to be able to guard guys all over the court, and you got to hit the three ball. And he doesn't necessarily do any of those things particularly well. It's a cool story. He's been awesome for the Olympics, but it just feels like he's built for FIBA ball, and that's fine. It's great and it's fun. It's just that I wonder if that's where it'll end.
He looks like he's lacking some athleticism too. That alley-oop that he finished took everything he had to do a at the rim layup. He has shown an ability to shoot the threes. I don't know the exact Olympic numbers, but he always had like that as one of the highlights when he was with the Celtics. Like, hopefully he can develop and blossom. Like, he can stretch the floor. He's a bigger four, and he could be somebody that's like aggressive, strong on the glass, and then is stretching the floor on the offensive end. And it never quite developed for him. Like you mentioned, he's playing out of the post a lot when he's playing with Real Madrid. And if he's going to be in the NBA, he would be able to do that if he was the star.
PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. PrizePicks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps on PrizePicks, it's just you against the numbers. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become a part of the PrizePicks community today. With PrizePicks, you could turn $10 into $1,000 while watching Team USA rack up the gold medals this summer. You can make a PrizePicks lineup of players across basketball, soccer, tennis, golf, and more in as little as 60 seconds. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and you're locked in. PrizePicks is available in more than 30 states across the country, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Sam and I use Prize Picks all throughout the NBA playoffs as the Celtics were making their run. If you guys tuned into the pregame show, you saw it. We like Drew Holiday blocks. We always picked Jason Tatum to get a dunk. That was a lock for us. And we always picked less on the opposing stars' points. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
As a role player coming off the bench that's going to be in there for maybe 15 minutes a game and just in there to give them an energy boost, that's not what's going to happen. He's still going to be a supporting cast guy for whoever the stars were. If he was on the Celtics, he would be out there to try and support Tatum. Any other team, he would be out there just in the corner ready to catch and shoot. He wouldn't be getting very many reps in the paint at all because he's not athletic enough to be a roll man, a catch and finish lob guy, and he's not going to get post reps.
Mm-hmm.
Overall,
the other issue,
somebody maybe wants to take a flyer, but not the Celtics.
Yeah, the only problem I think with Yabusele is like in our minds, he's still this young guy coming into the Celtics. He's 28. Like he's not. It's not like he's 26 even. It's not like he's 23. He's 28 years old. What you see is kind of what you get from him. And he shot well from three. excuse me, internationally this past season. He shot 2.7 threes a game, and he made 45.5% of them. But it was just low volume, and so you don't really know how much you can trust it. He made 36 of his 88. With Real Madrid in the ACB, and then in the EuroLeague, he made 35 of 76. So he shot really well for them. And so maybe that you look at that and you say, okay, let's give him a chance. Let's see if he can be translate that to the league, bring over his big body, play in the post a little bit. He's not the best defender in the world. He's fine. It's just you just wonder how much of it is translatable to a role in a bigger setting because he never really was able. Like I think it's telling that nobody took a flyer on him after Boston, right? Like usually you'll see some of these guys end up somewhere else. Those link on with another team for at least a few games, and then they'll either phase out or whatever. It was in Boston, then he wasn't in the league anymore. And I mean, even in the Olympics so far, he's averaged 13 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.2 assists. Yeah, but he's shooting 29.4% from three. And so it's still not even like ideal from that perspective. He's just getting a lot of buckets in the post off of Wemby's feeds or bodying guys down low that are either smaller or just using his positioning. And he's a fine scorer. I think you just wonder about the mobility and the way he gets his buckets. I'd like to see him get in the league. I think there are some teams who have the means and maybe want to take a look at him, especially with how well he's played in the Olympics.
Spurs could.
Definitely for the Celtics. Why the Spurs?
He get the French nepotism from Wemby.
It's true. The nepotism could be.
I don't know if it's nepotism. It's more country is whatever. French patriotism.
Patriotism, yeah.
But I don't know. Like you can see little flashes of things that may excite NBA teams, but it's not going to happen with the Celtics.
No, Celtics are not going to sign Guerschon Yabusele. I'm sorry to those who want to see the dancing bear. The athleticism is just not there. He's like if Grant was not as good at what Grant does, unfortunately.
Very fair.
That is kind of what it feels like. That was
telling me he's not athletic. Did you just see that?
I mean, who did he block? It was Brandon Knight. Hold on.
Is that Brandon Knight? No, it's
Ish Smith.
Celtic killer Ish Smith. That's a very impressive block.
He blocked the 5'10" guy.
Who always kills the Celtics. Like this is a prime Ish Smith game.
He is 1 foot off the ground. Do not spin it. He's a good block, but he's 1 foot. That is not the poster child for look at this guy's athletic. Can't happen. Can't do that. I won't let it happen. I'd like Yabusele to get back in the league. I think it'd be a fun story. It'd be fun to see another Celtic. He's clearly like a nice guy. He's a funny guy. Like he seems like a good personality. Maybe it is the Spurs with Wemby who give him a chance. Maybe it's another team who sees what he's doing in the Olympics and say, hey, let's see if this guy's got any juice left in the league. It's not going to be the Celtics. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. I don't think they'll sign anybody to that 15th roster spot. And if they do, it'll be somebody either a veteran or like a Anton Watson after he has like a half a season, like a younger guy who they're confident in. But it's nice to see him playing well in France. I mean, that sort of finish that you just saw on the screen there on the Celtics is sort of the way he's been scoring for France. Like he's been just getting in the paint a lot, finishing tough buckets at the rim, working down low in the post a little bit. And that's kind of how he's made his bread and butter with the French national team. He's starting for them now. I mean, Rudy Gobert has been getting less playing time than Guerschon Yabusele, which is
Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. I remember my dad taking me to Fenway Park as a kid, getting to watch David Ortiz and Dustin Pedroia sitting in the Green Monster and taking in all there is to love about the iconic ballpark. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Taking a look at my Game Time app right now, I see plenty of great deals to watch my favorite sports teams and my favorite tickets to Noah Khan. You guys know that's my favorite artist. I even used it while in Las Vegas for Summer League to get tickets to a women's basketball game. Some of my favorite features in the Game Time app include letting me see what the price is going to be with fees included. It makes so much easier to take a look and see what the actual price I'm going to pay is. Also, you get to see exactly where you are sitting. It's a great way to know exactly the experience you're going to get. I also love the fact that you can get great last-minute deals. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, or anything else. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Interesting and funny to watch unfold, but I'm glad he's playing well. I hope a team in the NBA does give him that chance because, I mean, he's got a nice enough jump shot. I think he's actually got a pretty good jump shot if they can get him to speed it up a little bit. So I don't dislike it. It's just a matter of, can you be effective on the defensive end? Are you quick enough to keep up with smaller guards? And can you play the 4? Because I don't think at his size he's going to be playing much of the 5, especially with his relative lack of athleticism.
It's tough because a lot of these highlights got the yellow and black seats in the garden. That's how you know this is a long time ago. Man, just a little bit of a throwback. Just seeing, well, nobody wears those fucking leggings as much anymore. The shorts are longer. Like, this is a long time ago. The style of the way that people dress in the NBA has changed. This is tough. This will make you feel old.
I will say he did play on a later version of the Celtics than I realized. Like, he was on the 2019 team, and I did not realize he was on the Celtics that long. Like, I thought it was like a 2016, 2017 that he's done, but he was there in like the Kyrie years.
Yeah, he got to be there for the worst of it.
It's weird. Interesting.
Probably bad taste in his mouth.
But yeah, good for Guerschon Yabusele. Glad to see he's playing well with the French national team. Hopefully a team gives him a flyer in the league. But again,
they might.
Sorry to the Celtics fans who want it to be Boston, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's like he's so far removed, you can't even be like vibes. Like, he had such good relations with all these guys. Like, they don't really know him. Like, Tatum and Brown are the only two.
Yeah, that's
Horford
and Al. But anyways, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let us know your thoughts. Leave a like, subscribe, and all that same. Take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. You don't want to miss any of our daily uploads. Coming at you with a full pod tomorrow morning. That'll be up at 5 a.m. Full pods are always up Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Game recaps the morning after each game and other videos in between. We've got you covered. You can find us on Spotify and Apple too. All full pods and game recaps are there. If you follow, they'll go right to your feed. Leave us a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Send us your thoughts on the gold medal game. Jack and I will be recording our Sunday podcast on Friday, so we'll have a separate video on that up after it happens. But let us know what you think. Maybe we'll do a mailbag, a post-Olympics mailbag, something like that to cover it. hbtcpod@gmail.com. The socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's the name of the podcast. Our streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jack's1NBA. Mine is at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.